Hey, hiya, welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at subject and object complements. When I asked the AI to design the slide, it came up with this weird rubber band ball. And I now realize that kind of is a cool fitting image because the grammar that we're about to unpack really does kind of tie it all together. Let's get started. All right. As always, my advice when analyzing sentences is first, identify the verbs. Those will help unlock the whole sentence. Pause me, take a moment, and here we go. Here are the verbs. All right. Every sentence has a verb. That's just the way sentences work. Now that we've identified the verbs, it should be much easier, because number 6 is tricky, to identify the subject of every sentence, keeping in mind that the subject in English always precedes the verb, right? It's usually the word right before the verb. Pause me. And here we go. Alrighty, here are subjects. You notice that the subject comes right before the verb, except in number 3, okay, there's an adverbial in the middle there, but let's not worry about that. We now have our subjects and our verbs, and we know that English is an SVO language. So if there's an object, it'll come after the verb. Alrighty, but we're not there yet. Let's do this. We now know the subjects of each sentence. Let's figure out, are there phrases that describe the subject? Well, yes, there are. In the following sentences. Here we have, the subject is Pablo, and extremely intelligent describes him. So extremely intelligent, marked in purple, is the subject complement. My best friend describes our subject, Shyla. Very dangerous describes our neighbor's dogs. My friend for life describes Jenny, and a good dancer describes Paula. All of these in purple are the subject complement, for they describe the subject of each sentence. Now, you might be wondering, wait, what about number 5? Isn't there a subject complement? Isn't pink, for example, a subject complement? No, it is not. Why not? Well, let's find out. Move to the next level, and this is where it all comes together. We need to identify if there are objects of these sentences. Some of them do have an object. Does it matter if the object is direct or indirect? No, not for this bit of grammar. Just identify the object. Okay, and those are, in number 2, him is the object. Number 5, the water. Number 7, the ceiling. And number 8, me. What we see here is that in green, we have the object of each sentence. Now the next step is to figure out, is there a phrase which describes the object? Well, yes, there is, as a matter of fact. So I find him intelligent. Him is the object, intelligent describes him. That is our object complement in yellow. Here the word pink describes not Ginger's hair dye, but the water. So it's an object complement. That one's a bit tricky. Blue describes the ceiling. Sad describes me, not you. You are making me sad. You are the subject. Me, I'm the object. I'm sad, that describes me. That's the object complement. Now you might be wondering, it's tricky. What's the difference between an object and a complement? And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. But for example, in number 1, she made me happy. Me is the direct object, right? She is the subject. Me is the direct object. Happy is the object complement because it describes the object. In number 2, she is the subject. A doctor describes she. Thus, a doctor is the subject complement. We see this pattern a lot in English where there's a linking verb. The linking verb is, like in number 1, Pablo is extremely intelligent. There's that linking verb is. It's actually also called a copula, like a number 1 and a number 9. Paul is the subject. A good dancer is the subject complement. It's linked by the verb is. Extremely intelligent describes Pablo, linked by the copula, the linking verb is. So it can be a bit tricky, but hopefully this all is starting to make sense. The test now is to practice with it. And thank you, as always, for watching.